The scene is set at a busy industrial harbor with a clear sky and mountains in the distance. Stacks of brightly colored shipping containers dominate the background, resting on the dry, dusty ground of the port. In the foreground, a small wooden dock juts out into the blue water, where a white speedboat is moored, suggesting a possible escape route or arrival point for a high-stakes meeting. The scene shifts to Mu Si-chuan standing beside a woman with pink hair, both facing the person on the phone. The woman interjects, stating her own terms. "I want to see my brother. If I don't see him, I won't bring money." However, Mu Si-chuan's voice bubble seems to come from the person they are negotiating with, who responds with the further personal demand. "You stop there. Let her personally bring money for me," referring to the pink-haired woman. A man in a suit, identified as Mu Si-chuan, stands near a wooden mooring post, holding a phone to his ear. He appears calm yet serious. The person on the other end of the line challenges him with a sharp retort. "Mu Si-chuan, you really don't need the life of your brother?" This reveals that the man's brother is being held hostage. The man, Mu Si-chuan, answers the demand while his hand rests on the thick rope wrapped around the mooring post, perhaps reflecting his emotional tension being kept under control. He delivers his counter condition for the exchange. "This is the amount that you want. The thing must let he go first. Otherwise, forgive me cannot meet your requirements." He is demanding the release of his brother before handing over the ransom. Mu Si-chuan puts his arm around the woman, holding her protectively. He looks at her with a loving expression before addressing the person on the phone, definitively refusing to comply with the sacrifice. "And about Kaka, she is the one I love. You think I will sacrifice her just because a younger brother with same father, different mother?" This confirms the woman's name is Kaka and establishes that the person being held is only his half-brother, making a clear statement about his priorities in this perilous situation. The perspective shifts back to a closer look at Mu Si-chuan and Kaka. She is holding his phone, but the dialogue box seems to be Ding Hong Tao's voice, accusing Mu Si-chuan of insincerity. "Mu Si-chuan, do not pretend. I will not be fooled you." He is clearly suspicious of Mu Si-chuan's actions and motives regarding his half-brother. Kaka, the woman with pink hair, is shown in a close-up, looking distressed yet defiant, while Mu Si-chuan's hand is reassuringly on her shoulder. The kidnapper's voice bubble looms over them, delivering a brutal ultimatum. "If not you care your brother, you will come here personally? Let money and that girl stay there. Otherwise, I will immediately sever the arm of your brother." The demand has escalated to not only keeping Kaka and the money, but also threatening physical harm to Mu Si-chuan's half-brother. Mu Si-chuan looks up with a sharp, piercing gaze, addressing the antagonist by name. "Ding Hong Tao, what do you want to hold my woman for?" This reveals the identity of the person orchestrating the situation, Ding Hong Tao, and confirms Mu Si-chuan's priority is the safety of Kaka. The scene cuts to the kidnappers, a worried-looking man in a flowery shirt with red hair, likely Ding Hong Tao, and a tense man with blue hair. The central figure on the phone expresses his shock and concern. Unexpectedly, Heave investigated or identify what to do. The threat from Mu Si-chuan's side is working, causing panic among the criminals. The blue-haired accomplice, however, remains belligerent, shouting, "Mu Si-chuan, just wait." The focus is on the distraught man on the phone, possibly Ding Hong Tao, with his bodyguards around him. He's talking into the phone, revealing the original plan has failed due to the identification. Originally wanted to keep that woman to cancel the trace. This indicates that Kaka was intended to be a human shield or a distraction to erase their tracks, a plan now ruined since Mu Si-chuan has already discovered their identity.
Ding Hong Tao, with a mocking grin, taunts the injured half-brother. "Look at the woman you used your life to protect. Now she's happy with another man." This suggests the hostage may have previously had feelings or a protective interest in Kaka, which Ding Hong Tao is now exploiting to hurt him. The full confrontation scene is revealed. Mu Si-chuan and Kaka stand together on a dock or ship, facing the kidnappers. Musi-chan's half-brother, his hands tied with rope, is standing among the criminals. Ding Hong Tao is preparing to hand over a briefcase, presumably the ransom money, setting the stage for the tense exchange. A close-up of the injured hostage's face, bandaged and bloodied, shows him internally shouting his own defiance and independence. "Damn it, I'd rather die, not need you to save." He is angry that Musi-chan and Kaka are getting involved in his rescue. We finally see Musi-chan's half-brother, the hostage, thinking to himself. Though we cannot see his face fully, his thoughts reveal a plan of cooperation and feigned insignificance. Musi-chan has definitely prepared this plan. I have to work with them to last the time, making the kidnappers believe that I am not important. Back on Musi-chan's side, he expresses a calculated, almost cynical thought about his half-brother's situation. Although I also hope he gets into trouble, but unfortunately his father wants to save him. How? Receive money, then let him go? This confirms his personal lack of affection for his half-brother, making his public rescue efforts purely for their father's sake, or as a part of a larger plan.
Musi-chuan stands close to Kaka, his hand firmly resting on her shoulder, a silent promise of protection as the exchange is about to begin. Surrounded by his group, Ding Hong Tao questions the situation's reality. "I heard that two of them didn't get along, didn't expect that the truth, but why I still felt something was wrong." He senses the tension between the brothers is genuine, yet suspects Musi-chuan's sudden show of concern. An accomplice interrupts the phone call, demanding the physical cash. "Bullshit, bring the money to here," contradicting the previous command and suggesting internal panic or a change of plan. Another kidnapper, Dai Ding, urgently calls for the money transfer. "Hello, I am Dai Ding. I want to ask you to check the amount, then find a way to transfer it to my account. Takes 3 hours? No way. Do it by all means, no matter the high payment fees." The gang is prioritizing the money transfer speed. A dramatic split panel shows the profiles of Musi-chuan and the half-brother, both with determined looks. The thought bubble hangs over them. Can't be delayed anymore. The time for action has arrived.
A sudden inner monologue or a covert signal goes off. It is now. The moment to act has arrived, interrupting the tension-filled silence. The foot of a man, clad in a sleek black dress shoe, presses down onto the soft, grainy sand. He is near the shore, but his attention seems to be elsewhere, perhaps focused on the coming confrontation. The stage is set. With an explosive burst of speed and power, the man, dressed sharply in a coat and white shirt, delivers a swift and powerful kick. His leg is fully extended, connecting with the surprised opponent. A cloud of sand, dirt, and perhaps something else erupts from the impact. A woman watches in the background. The force of the kick is fully shown. The man's body is balanced and taut as he uses his height to launch the attack, scattering a shower of particles. The victim of the kick, clad in a red and black plaid shirt, reels from the sudden blow. The scattering particles, presumably sand or a prepared blinding agent, hit their mark. A group of men, including the one who was kicked, cover their faces, shouting in pain and outrage. "Fucking, you dare to play sneak us!" and "Ah, my eyes!" The surprise attack was a success, leaving the opponents temporarily incapacitated. The man in the red plaid shirt, recovering from the initial surprise attack, crouches low and braces himself for the next move. He is ready to fight back against the assailants, who are now advancing on him. Kick. The plaid shirt man springs into action, delivering a fierce side kick to one of the larger opponents, sending him flying and his face contorted in pain from the impact. The fight is now fully underway. The girl with pink hair, previously watching from the side, shouts an urgent command. "Untie me! Hurry!" She is apparently bound, and the situation demands that her companion, who is now engaged in a life-or-death struggle, free her immediately. An immediate, decisive action is taken. A hand swiftly brings a knife down to cut the thick rope binding the girl, or perhaps the plaid shirt man himself, setting the stage for her to potentially join the fray or escape. The large, tattooed opponent, now with a noticeable bruise on his face, looks enraged. Damn it!
he snarls, pulling out a large, gleaming knife as he prepares to escalate the confrontation. The situation has become much more dangerous. The man in the suit, Sichuan, is not unarmed. He aims a futuristic-looking pistol forward. A close-up reveals an ankle holster and a hidden gun strapped to his leg, confirming he is ready to use lethal force. Before the thugs can react to the knife or the gun, the large tattooed man who just drew his weapon cries out, "Ah!" and shouts "Master" as he clutches his chest. He has been hit by a bullet from the suit-wearing man's pistol. The remaining assailants look stunned and furious as they see their ally fall. One of them shouts, "Do not let them escape!" They realize the tables have turned and are determined to continue the fight. The pink-haired girl, eyes wide with terror, sees a red laser dot on the back of Sichuan's suit jacket. "Sichuan, watch out!" she screams, realizing a new hidden enemy has entered the fight with a sniper rifle.